into some bad habits. Mark Trestman's done a good job with Jay, and Jay's been a willing participant as far as learning those things, and he's been good through the first 3 weeks and had a tough game last week.
Forte starts the day in the backfield. Tight end Bennett in motion, and they start with a fumble. And Cutler has to get back on top of it, back at the 10. A routine toss, and Forte did not secure it. A loss of 10 and a brutal start.
Well, yeah, a tough way to start. And
9 times, tied for 5th most in the NFL. It was almost number 10. Now 2nd and 20. Forte, they hand it to him, and the guy who's 5th best in the NFC with his 320 rushing yards this season picks up 6. Lofton on the stop. And offensively for Chicago up front, you've got the rookie right side, the 1st rounder Kyle Long, and a surprise Jordan Mills, a 5th rounder at right tackle.
Yeah, and Kyle Long, who didn't have a lot of starts there at Oregon in the offensive line, just 4 college starts as an offensive lineman, to then be paired with another rookie. They're relying on Roberto Garza in the middle.
Setting up a screen. Forte juggled that, and he's going to be brought down, knocked out of bounds by Chris Carr, short of a 1st down. So Forte can then go to the sideline and figure out how to secure the ball a little better.
Just one, and that being Sean Payton.
And there aren't many. I don't know. I think he's the best play caller in the NFL today, as Pierre Thomas carries it. It's been a ground game that has done virtually nothing here to start the season, a gain of 6. Here are some of the guys around Drew Brees, who's headed for the Hall of Fame, the 4th ranked offense in the NFL, and Colston and Graham are his big downfield threats.
You think last week, Joe, when we had Denver Broncos and all the weapons Peyton Manning has to throw the ball to, and Drew Brees has those same type of guys around him. Brees
finds his fullback Collins, and a guy who is a vital part of the offense for the Saints. Somebody these offensive players will tell you they can't do it out. Collins gets 6 and a 1st down. And here's that defense, and they're doing again what I guess we've come to expect. Here with Chicago taking the ball away, they lead the NFL with 14.
Well, they've been as good at doing that, you know, in the last 5 years as anybody in football, and that's really been what has saved them through the early going this year, because teams have moved the ball against them better than in previous seasons.
Quick pass, and that's the best in the business, Jimmy Graham. The NFC's Offensive Player of the Month for September. 1st tight end to ever win that award. He gets 11.
Yeah, that tells you all you need to know about his production through 4 games. And you know, he's another one of those versatile tight ends. He's got a basketball background. They split him out. He runs all the routes. He runs the slant route there. And because he's such a big body, you know, he's an easy target then for a quarterback. Just put it on him, and he's able to shield the defender.
Yellow 80, yellow 80, yellow 80. Ready. 20, but turns right.
On 1st down, it's Thomas. And Thomas works his way through a couple of tacklers and gets 5. You see the line of scrimmage is highlighted in blue. The 1st down line on your television is pink. This is part of the NFL's breast cancer initiative. And this has been determined to be breast cancer awareness game. You see the ribbons. You'll see yellow towels, yellow cleats.
I think it's great that the league and also the players, I mean, they've really rallied behind that cause.
2nd and 5 blitz coming from the Bears. Sproles is going to be wrapped up about 1.5 yards shy of a 1st down by DJ Williams, a gain of 3.
Hey, you know, Sproles, they line him up in the backfield. Typically when he's in the game, whether he's in the backfield or he splits out, you know, he's a guy who's going to get the ball thrown to him, but they will hand it up to him from time to time. You see some of the footing there is Sproles, who cuts like none other. He goes down. Pam gave the report to start this game. That was a huge concern for Sean Payton, even when we talked to him on Friday about the problems they've had in the past.
3rd down and 2. Pass is caught, and yet another 1st down grab by Jimmy Graham. He's got 29 catches this season, and all but 4 have been for 1st downs.
Well, and I think back to when Jimmy Graham was just brought into New Orleans, and in visiting with Sean Payton at that time, You know, this guy had not even yet done anything, and he said, we've got a tight end that we drafted in the 3rd round. And I'm telling you, he's going to be an absolute superstar. So, you know, they loved him from the beginning, and what a find they got to get him that late in the draft.
Trying to set the screen, they do for Thomas, and there's nothing there. With their 4-0 start, the defense is the main reason why. 3 and out the first time for Jay Cutler, getting it off the edge, and down he goes. Ball is out, picked up by Cameron Jordan. And Jordan is down to the 5. It was knocked up by Malcolm Jenkins, who was coming on a block. That's Thomas, and he slipped. He slips at the 2. Footing is already
right in the middle as he drops back. Doesn't like what he sees right away. Because of the pass rush to the outside, he's able to take the first down and go get it. A big conversion for them. One, they needed to keep this drive going, but last week they were awful on 3rd down, and it didn't look too good here in the early going in this one.
1 for 13 last week against Detroit. On 1st down, Cutler with a play fake, looking for Jeffrey, and he's nearly picked off. And back there defending was the rookie Vaccaro, and Cutler was lucky that was not interception number 7.
No, it was, and this is the throw again that Mark Trestman's trying to take out of his game. He wants to throw the slant route on the backside to Brandon Marshall. He comes back, and as he gets flushed out to the right, he forces a ball to Alshon Jeffrey that should have been intercepted. Vaccaro looked like he was just trying to knock the ball down as opposed to making the interception, but should have been an easy interception for him.
Brandon Marshall doesn't have a catch. He's been targeted 42 times this season. 2nd down and 10. Pressure, and Cutler sacked. Hawthorne got him.
Thomas, who he backs up, he's another guy who was undrafted on this Saints team.
Here's a toss to Thomas, trying to make cuts. This time he stays upright, and a good run. On 1st down, Briggs on the tackle in a gain of 9. It's been a frustrating start health-wise for the Saints, despite the 4-0 record. Here are the guys they're without today. Moore and Ingram, big parts of their offense. Harper and Bunkley defensively. Will Smith defensively on IR. Kenyon Coleman on IR, designated to return Jonathan Vilma. Victor Butler on the PUP list. Here's Briggs on 2nd and a yard. A toss to Thomas, and Lance Briggs makes the play. A loss of 6.
Well, those big guys up front, they're able to occupy the blockers. Lance Briggs, he has nobody accounting for him, and so he's able to just scrape and make the tackle then for the loss.
Now 3rd down and 7.
A lot of changes for the Chicago's defense. We don't have a guy like Brian Urlacher man in the middle, but there's a lot of comfort within that huddle when number 55 is still on the field.
Third down and 7. Breeze, pressure coming. He avoids it, finds his man. The catch by Colston, and it depends on the spot. Handoff is to Forte, nothing. And we'll go for a game break after Cameron Jordan made that tackle. Here's Kurt.
It's been all set at Indy. Russell Wilson, the Golden Tate 10-yard score. They've also blocked the punt and added a safety since that. And they lead right now 12-0 still in the first quarter. Joe, Troy, and Pam.
All right, Kurt, so the 4-0 Seattle Seahawks have that great defense, and now the offense trying to kick it into gear, leading early at Indianapolis. 2nd 9. Blitz off the edge, and Cutler is sacked again. Wrestled to the ground by Vaccaro. A loss of 9.
We just saw it again, and the Bears haven't had an answer for it, and they're going to keep bringing it until they do.
How about this defense? Everybody lined up deep defensively except a 3-man rush, and Forte is going to get to the 30. That's it. It's 4th down.
You know, we talked. Mark Trestman is the play caller, however.
Handoff is to Pierre Thomas. Picks up 2.
Right now here through this ball game, a lot more defense than I anticipated. I thought we'd see more offense from the Saints. Bears defensively have been outstanding, and the Saints have continued to play at the level that they've played throughout this season.
Two teams have had a combined 101 yards. Bears have had it 4 times. They've got 1 first down. That's it.
You ready, my son?
2nd and 8. Play action from Breeze. Now a screen for Sproles. And a flag down. The ball is out. Pierre Thomas was the man on the screen. They're throwing the pink flags against Reggie Bush and the Lions last Sunday. Hester back near the 10. Out to the 25. 15-yard return, 54-yard punt. Hawthorne on the stop. A flag is down as a couple of players mix it up.
180. 180.
On first down, the handoff to Forte. A gain of 2, John Jenkins, who is the rookie nose tackle starting for the injured Roderick Bunkley. Off to a good start in his NFL career, is in there to make the stop.
Yeah, and the Saints, they've given up some rushing yards, this season. They've been excellent against the pass, but not quite as good in run defense. The Bears, however, are having a tough time running the football, and they came into this game as a team that had been fairly successful. So the Saints have tightened up in the run game, and that's made things awfully tough on Cutler.
Cutler's flushed out of there, throws on the run. He finds his man for a first down. Catch made by Bennett. And Cutler made something happen there with a 14-yard completion to Earl Bennett.
Matt Forte does a decent job in the backfield of making a block, which affords Jay Cutler some time. Excellent job just hanging there on the sideline, and Jay Cutler being able to locate him.
Cutler throws too low for Brandon Marshall.
It was a good job, though, by Jay Cutler, and that's really what Mark Trestman has been talking about as he's worked with Jay Cutler, and that is getting through his progression and staying within the framework of the pocket, and he was able to. They don't convert the pass, but you're going to see he gets to his 3rd receiver on this look. He takes away the first, there's the second, and he comes back to the 3rd, and the ball comes out with good timing, and that's what they want to see from him.
Oh, geez, they stand up. Good.
2nd and 10. Blitz coming from the Saints. Pass is caught. That's Martellus Bennett. And a short gain of 3 yards. 3rd down coming up. Lofton on the tackle for the Saints.
Right now the Saints defensively, they've given more looks, as we talked about, and they've got the Bears a little bit on their heels as far as what to expect. Rob Ryan calling a nice game.
3rd down and 7.
Bingo.
4-man rush. Cutler steps up. Pass is dropped. Matt Forte, there was nothing there anyway. Plays are not blitzing as much as Rob Ryan has in the past. But they're blitzing today, and they've caught the Bears off guard. Here's a snap that caught Breeze off guard. He's able to corral it, and then he slides down with a loss on the play of 2 yards. Briggs is there to tap him down.
Well, neither offense really doing much. You saw that graphic that, Breeze has not been able to get the ball down the field, and it's pretty apparent. He's completed 9 passes. In fact, 90% of his passes he's completed, 9 of 10 for under 50 yards. And they do run a lot of ball control type of routes because they don't run the ball particularly well. But usually by now you've seen them get the ball down the field. The reason they have not been able to is the Bears have been playing coverage, and they're too deep again here today.
Breeze finds Graham. And Jimmy Graham is down to the 45-yard line. The ball came out, but it came out after the play was dead and he was down. That's the biggest play of the day, 29 yards to number 80.
Well, here are the safeties back here, and you're going to see them in the middle of the field. That's how come they haven't been able to get the ball to the outside. But when they run that coverage, that's where you've got to be able to exploit them. That's the vulnerability of the cover 2 shell. And you're able to get Graham then in the middle of the field, and normally the linebacker has to carry that, but he was unable to get underneath the throw.
Graham's got 57 yards. He's got 3 straight 100-yard games coming in. That's his 6th catch of 25 or more yards this season. Nice play. And guess who? It was Briggs on Kyrie Robinson. Briggs can still do it. In his 11th season, former 3rd-round pick out of Arizona.
Yeah, he doesn't come off the field. You know, even in his 11th year, he's a 3-down player. And I remember even back when Lovie Smith was the coach, he said, if Lance Briggs is on the sidelines, then we're not as good as we could be if he were on the field. And he's never come off. I mean, that says a lot for him, not only as a run defender on that play, but also coverage skills.
Breeze protected. Graham downfield, and it's dropped right into his lap.
Here in this first half, and that's one of the reasons why the Bears have struggled.
Here's Bennett after shedding a defensive player, and Martellus Bennett is flipped as he got across the 35, and that big body, 6'6", 265, did a flip with Pink. On first down, Forte out of the backfield, trying the left side, and he forces his way into Saints territory with a great effort on that catch run. 15 yards from Matt Forte.
That's one of those plays right now that we're seeing a lot in the NFL, to where it's designed. They're going to come out and run the swing pass to the back, and the outside receivers are blocking the entire way. And this is just a great individual effort there at the end of this play to finish it and pick up the kind of yards that he does.
Michael Bush now takes his spot in the backfield. Martellus Bennett back in the game. The Bears are in Saints territory for the first time today. Here's Michael Bush. A nice run on first down and 5. Let's go to Kurt with a game break.
Well, because the NFC East records are so bad, everybody's still in it. Philadelphia staking their claim. Up 13-7 on the Giants after the LaShawn McCoy touchdown. That's in the second quarter. Of course, if they win and Dallas loses to Denver later, the Eagles would be tied for first place, Joe Troy and Pam.
Yeah, you look at the division with Dallas on top, and with that matchup against Peyton Manning, who has 16 touchdowns and no picks to start the year.
Hey, Kurt's talking about Philadelphia maybe leading division. The Giants aren't out of it if they lose the game.
On second down, the pass is out of the reach of Dante Rosario. One of 2 active tight ends in this game. Steve Maneri is not on the active list today for the Bears. Bennett came back in for a play. Now he's out after that flip along the sideline. And with 4:01 left in the half, it's 3rd and 5.
Well, they finally got some production out of the tight end position when they brought in Martellus Bennett. Last year, that position, one of the worst in all of football as far as production goes. He's really given them something. But right now, this is a big 3rd down for the Chicago Bears. This is difference in coming away with some points before the end of the half or having to punt.
1 for 5 on 3rd down so far today. Pass is caught by Jeffrey. Wrestled down outside the 10.
Alshon Jeffrey, you see they switch release it. Brandon Marshall goes to the outside. Alshon Jeffrey takes the middle, and Jake Cutler lays this one right to him. A very well thrown ball by him. He's able to go out and make a play on this, and Alshon Jeffrey, a young receiver in his 2nd season that this staff is ecstatic about. They think he's going to be a real superstar.
31 yards to Jeffrey. Here's Marshall. They set up a screen for him. Marshall out of bounds. They mark him out just outside the 2, forced out by Jenkins. Nearly a touchdown for Brandon Marshall.
That's the exact same play ran with Matt Forte to the other side of the field that kind of got this drive going. They've got Brandon Marshall, and they're going to swing it out to him, but the outside receivers are going to block as soon as they come off the ball. You see Alshon Jeffrey and then Rosario, and Brandon Marshall gets it, and it was a good call by the official. He stepped out prior to getting the ball into the end zone.
It's 2nd down and 2. A lot of traffic, and Jeffrey left alone for the touchdown. There were a lot of players bunched up on that left side, and Alshon Jeffrey, off his best game in the NFL, has got the Bears' first touchdown of the day.
Well, it didn't look very good over here to start with. You're going to see the action. They bang into each other, and Cutler wanted to go there immediately, but then with all of the bodies colliding, as you said, Joe, they turned Jeffrey loose. That's a heck of a job by
Breeze, sideline for Toon. Nice catch. And a big play to start the drive as Nick Toon is on the receive. As we approach the 2-minute warning in Chicago. Breeze protected again. Going for it all with Meacham. And out of his reach. Looking for a flag, won't get it. 1:57 remaining in the first half. Breeze, Sproles underneath, flag is down. And Sproles knocked down near the marker, but a flag is down.
A perfectly thrown pass by him that should have been a touchdown.
And only a second incompletion of the first half. It's 14 of 16. Now another completion. Graham to the 30. Graham is now up over 100 yards for the day. That's his 4th straight 100-yard game, which ties an NFL record.
You know what happens, Joe, with these tight ends, and you know, if you line them up on the outside, a wide receiver, it becomes a little bit more problematic to try to get the ball to him if a defense wants to take him away. But when you line up inside and you can work the middle of the field, you can talk about a lot of things, but that guy becomes hard to defense.
3rd down and 4.
They got Sproles to one side and Jimmy Graham then to the other with an empty backfield.
Where does Breeze go? He goes to Sproles. And Sproles slides down short of a first down. Briggs is there on the stop. Briggs is everywhere. It's 4th and 1.
Yeah, Briggs does a good job, and then they're able to also have corner help to the outside.
4th down and 1.
Easy.
Thomas breaks through a couple of tacklers. It looks like he's got enough, and he does. It's a first down, and the Saints will use their final timeout. Breeze with a little pump fake, and now to the end zone. The pass is incomplete. Looking for Kenny Stills, the rookie out of Oklahoma, and he the Saints. On 2nd down, a screen for Thomas. Here, Thomas with blockers. Thomas touchdown.
And they almost didn't get Rob Ryan. I mean, he was in the building for the St. Louis Rams for about a week, and somehow he left there, and he's in New Orleans.
Bears have 2 timeouts left as Jeffrey has a first down catch, and they will use one of those 2 timeouts. This game, we had 6 points in the first 24 minutes, now 21 over the last 6.
It's to come back down the field and get the touchdown before this half.
9 seconds left, plus a timeout. Cutler trying to make something happen. Pass caught by Bennett. They'll use their final timeout with 2 seconds. 8 guys back defending for the Saints. Cutler letting everybody get to the end zone, but the pass is underneath to Jeffrey. And that does nothing. But a flag is down at the 40.
Ineligible.
He starts this half in the backfield. On first down, they fake it to him. Now throw it to him. Briggs can't bring him down. He's out to the 29-yard line, a gain of 7.
It puts a lot of pressure on an opposing offense.
Here's Thomas. Good little touch throw from Drew Brees as he floated it out to Pierre. It depends on where they mark him out as to whether it's enough for a first down or not. Knocked out right at the stick.
Yeah, we heard Pam Oliver talk about how they allowed the Saints to go right down the field before the half and come away with the 7.
Here's Collins, the fullback, out to the 35. Jed Collins, a guy who bounced around.
By 5 right here. 20 for towards tight.
Breeze. Hey, there's Jed Collins. makes the catch, and he's out across the 40. DJ Williams on the tackle, a gain of 7. And 3. Breeze had nothing in front of him, throws it into the ground. Pressure by David Bass. Third down and 3. Pass caught. That Sproles down inside the 40. Darren Sproles like a rocket out of the backfield. Thomas gets it. Pierre brought down from behind inside the 35, a gain of 5. Somehow trying to establish Troy a running game when the Saints
and Mark Ingram being hurt hasn't helped, but even when he's been healthy, he has not been very productive.
They stay on the ground. The play made by Briggs. Pierre Thomas met in the backfield, and Lance Briggs brought him down for a loss of 3.
Well, Lance Briggs is the leader of this defense. He always has been. Urlacher's been the guy who makes the calls, and certainly a great leader and a great career for the Chicago Bears. But Lance Briggs has also been one of those guys, and he's had to pick up the slack. He's been good in this game today.
March 50. Back to right 31.
Jimmy Graham.
Come on.
Circled by Troy, 3rd and 8. Pressure. Breeze steps out of it, finds Colston, and Marcus Colston has got enough for a Saints. Handoff to Robinson. And not much room to run left side. A gain of 1. Nate Collins on the tackle. Collins, but that's well played by James Anderson. And a loss of 1. Julius Peppers with pressure on Drew Brees.
Yeah, you can see he's able, when he levels off once he gets up the field and then sees Brees trying to step up in the pocket and is able to be disruptive enough to not allow Brees to keep his eyes down the field. And now here you're looking at another 3rd and 10 situation in a down that Chicago has to be able to win, down 13 points.
12th play of this opening drive of the second half. On 3rd and 10, pass caught. Graham, and he is wrestled down. It appears short of first down yardage. He is. He got 9. And now down is Nate Collins. So they're without Stephen Paya.
The team's only Seattle out of the NFC.
Here is a toss to Forte running left. Saints are 4-0, trying to win for the 5th time. Under 8 to go, 3rd quarter. Vaccaro with the stop on Forte, and the ball control. When you've got Drew Brees out on the field twice as much as Jay Cutler, when it's Drew Brees, typically you're in trouble.
Yeah, and what makes it hard then is it's hard to want to try to stick with running the football. Not that the Bears have been good doing that today, but this is an important drive. I mean, it's time now for the offense to do their part.
Cutler has to scramble. He will duck out of bounds on 2nd down. Jabari Greer out there to force him out. 3rd and short coming up, 3rd and 2.
Of course, Brandon Marshall, such a focal point of this offense and the attention that he gets. I mean, we've pointed out what's happened on the other side with Jimmy Graham. But I know Rob Ryan, he was very vague when you said, hey, well, what do you think you're going to do against Brandon Marshall? And you know, they want to try to give him a lot of different looks and not certainly lock one guy on him.
Marshall's been dealing with a bad foot as Forte gets the toss, picks up a 1st down. And a conversion on 3rd and 2 for the Bears. Bush on the tackle, but a run of 14 yards.
Jermon Bushrod, he's out leading the way, and it was a good run by Matt Forte and a good job up front of blocking. And Jermon Bushrod, the 2-time Pro Bowler, and of course he spent his first 5 years there in New Orleans and started for them. And you know, he sure has helped this offensive line for the Bears. That's been one of the real problems for this offense over the years. They just have had no continuity with that offensive line. Bushrod has helped solidify that.
Pressure on Cutler. Gets away from Gillette. He's got Jeffrey. And a big first down inside the 20. 42-yard completion from Cutler to Jeffrey.
Cutler able to buy some time. Had he have been able to get this ball out in front of Jeffrey, then it's 6 points. You see the separation he gets from Jabari Greer. But with the movement of Cutler having to navigate the pocket, he's just not able to get quite enough on it. But still, huge gain for the Bears and a big play.
180! 180!
Out of the shotgun on first down. Pass caught. Bennett inside the 5 to set up first and goal. Martellus Bennett good for 13 yards.
Well, Bush tries to come up and put a hit on him, but Martellus Bennett, he does a good job of hanging on to this one. It's right as soon as he gets the ball in his hands, he takes a lick. Martellus Bennett, who left the game earlier, as we pointed out, good for the Bears to have him back in the lineup.
They fake it to Forte, and the pass is thrown out of the back of the end zone.
And not well executed, you basically waste it down, and on top of that, you get a penalty.
First and goal again. End zone. Jeffrey tripped. No flag as the feet got tangled. Rafi. Pass is nearly picked. Corey White stepped in front of Matt Forte. It's third and goal. A third down and goal. Blitz. Bears pick it up. Cutler end zone, incomplete for Jeffrey. Breeze drops it off for Thomas. And Pierre Thomas out to the 29. Briggs on the tackle, a gain of 9.
Breeze takes a big hit at the end of this play, and he's taken a lot of hits this year, more so than in other seasons. You see how that one ends. And I asked Sean Payton the other day, I said, are you concerned about the number of sacks on Drew Brees? And he said, absolutely. He says, we can't take for granted the health of Drew Brees. I mean, he has been healthy. He's been able to play each and every week, but you can't take that for granted. And clearly, when you start talking about the teams that are viable, you know, the Saints, with all the things that they're doing, they're not going anywhere if they don't have Drew Brees. And so they've got to protect him a little better than they have.
Hand off to Thomas, and he lost a yard. First guy there was Lance Briggs. Before third down, we'll go out to Joel Klatt with a game break.
Thank you, Joe. And we go to Green Bay. And how about this throw from Aaron Rodgers? Down the rail. Beautiful pass to James Jones. 83 yards for the touchdown. That is a career long for Mr. Jones. And Green Bay is up 16-3. Back to you guys in Chicago. Joe.
Joel, thanks. There's a look at the NFC North before this third down and 2.
They got Sproles in the backfield once again.
And they hand it to him, and he's got it. Darren Sproles, such a valuable piece of this offense, added in 2000.
Acquisition by Mickey Loomis and the Saints, and the San Diego Chargers really offensively were never the same without him.
Underneath, pass is caught by Thomas on first down, and Pierre is out across the 41.
Never Colston, so they've done a good job assembling this roster.
Pierre Thomas gets it. On second down, he's about a yard, maybe half a yard shy of first down and 1. Thomas right side. Depends on the spot. Looks to be short with the official running in from the far side. They mark him short. With 41 seconds left in the third quarter. Trying to to get a little breathing room is Forte. He's out near the 4. And if the Bears want to, they can end the third quarter with that.
180!
On 2nd down and 7. Pass is caught by Marshall. And a big first down by the Bears, who had this drive start at the 1. Gain of 12.
That was a first down that they really needed to get. Chicago did, and one-on-one coverage on the outside, trying to work a linebacker out to him. And as you see, just his 3rd catch here on the day.
50. Get out! 180! 180!
From the 16, Cutler steps up, has Forte. He is hit and dropped immediately by Curtis Lofton. ALCS starts on Saturday night here on Fox at 7:30 Eastern. The Boston Red Sox close out their series against the Tampa Bay Rays. They're up 2-0 with that series shifting to Florida. It'll be in Boston at Fenway Park on Saturday night. The other series between the Tigers and the A's. They've split the first 2 games as they go to Detroit. 2nd and 6. Hand off to Forte. First down out across the 30. Humber on the tackle after a run of 12.
Talked about Kyle Long earlier in the ball game, their first-round pick, and the job that he does, and shows some of the athleticism that he has and the way that he's able to move. I know in visiting with Jay Cutler, you say, hey, what's Kyle Long like in the huddle? He said, man, the guy's just a ball of energy on game day. He's just ready to go. He's eager to do his job. I know they got high expectations for him.
Here's Forte left side. And Matt Forte with a 7-yard carry. 2-score game with 13 to go, 4th quarter. 2nd down at their own 39 for Chicago.
Yep. Come on, go.
Saints come with a blitz. Cutler sprints out to his right. A lot of room out in front of him. He's got a first down inside New Orleans territory at the 49. Everybody crashing down, and Jay Cutler just took it outside.
Yeah, I think Jay recognized the blitz, and it was designed to be a handoff, but he saw everybody coming down here and just felt that there wasn't going to be much if he did hand it off, and then kept it himself and gets a nice gain out of it.
Got a 12-yard pickup.
Yeah,
after faking it or just doing it himself with Michael Bush in the backfield with him.
Yeah, it didn't look to me, based on the way that offensive line was blocking, was that was a design keeper on his part.
Now a toss to Bush running right. Cuts up field, and a guy they want to get more involved in the offense picks up 7.
Well, they've got the running game going a little bit with Forte and then Bush, and of course Cutler on the previous play, and still a lot of time on the clock, and with it being a 2-possession game, they just need to get down and come away with a touchdown. But if they run this clock down, as they're going to, if they continue to stick with the running game, then it's going to be even more important on that defense to be able to make a stop.
41 yards rushing on this drive. 2nd and 3. Toss to Forte running left. Nothing out there. Right in the middle of it, linebacker David Hawthorne. No gain. So now 3rd down. With the team down by 13 points. And who knows, it may be, if they don't pick it up here on 3rd down, a time to try it on 4th.
Yeah, I think from where they're at, Joe, I think Mark Trestman's got to look at this as though it is 2-down territory or 4-down territory.
Tight formation on 3rd and 3. Left alone Bennett. Forget about 4th down as Martellus Bennett hops out of bounds with a 1st down inside the 35, a gain of 10.
Well, Martellus Bennett, he lines up at the end of the line of scrimmage. It looked like he was going to help out in protection, and they let him loose. Jay Cutler does a good job of not trying to then force the ball down the field, recognizing that Martellus was open in the flat. It's a big 3rd down conversion.
5th catch for Bennett. Hand off to Forte. And he pushes the pile inside the 30. Knocked down at the 27, and we go to Kurt Menefee with a game break.
Giants trying to get their first win of the year. Eli Manning hooking up with Ruben Randall. 2nd time they've connected for a touchdown. This one for 6 yards. They're up 21-19 late in the 3rd quarter, pardon me. Their first second half lead of the season, Joe Troy and Pam.
That's good news at home for the Giants, who start today on 4 against the 1-3 Eagles. 2nd and 4 here. Hand off. Forte running left is going to be knocked down just shy of the 25 to bring up 3rd down.
Well, Mark Trestman clearly liking what he's seen of this offensive line and the ability that they've had to run the football on this drive, showing a lot of patience down 13 running the football.
12th play of this drive, 8 of the first 11 have been running plays. 3rd down and 2. Pass is dropped. Bennett had it knocked out of his hands by Keenan Lewis. Ride on this 4th and 2 play.
31. I got 50.
Good protection. Pass is dropped by Bennett. And the Bears turn it over on downs. That was there. Good throw this time by Cutler. But on the other end, Bennett could not make the catch. Saints have the ball. 4th quarter up 13.
After that, and they're going to have to make a stop right away defensively.
Here's Thomas. Breaks through the tackle of Jennings.
Has been able to score points, and we've seen that, hey, they've struggled when they've had to go the distance offensively.
2nd down and 6, a 1st down. And on the receiving end, it's Jimmy Graham. Briggs on the tackle.
Hey, opposite. 5-8, ready. You ready for shot?
Hand off to Thomas. And a nice play made by Shea McClellan. He came leaping in to make the stop, a loss of 2. McClellan still trying to make an impact after being drafted 19th overall out of Boise State last year. Had a fumble recovery last week, and they need more of the pass rush from this front 4.
5-8, ready. You ready for shot?
2 sacks here today for Chicago. Plenty of time. Breeze finds his man, but it's a drop for Kenny Stills. Wide open
For him in New Orleans.
3rd down and 12. 4-man rush. Pass is bobbled. It's Graham. Depends on the spot. Looks like he's short. And he is by about a yard.
1-4 right here on 4th down.
And the Bears just did him a favor. Briggs came across, and this is going to be a 1st down by penalty.
Neutral zone infraction, 55 defense,
5-yard penalty, first down.
That's unbelievable for a veteran, Lance Briggs, who tried to come shooting through, and he just handed the New Orleans Saints the first down.
Yeah, I mean, of all the people to get fooled, I mean, Lance Briggs been in the league a long time. He's a veteran player, an all-pro player, and he wants to time it, but knowing the situation and they come up with the hard count, I just don't believe that they were ever going to snap the ball, and to be able to draw Lance Briggs into the neutral zone for a first down, that's amazing.
Ready.
The play clock was under 10. Briggs, I'm sure, trying to time that. But wonder if Sean Payton is honest after the game, if he'll say if they were ever intending to snap the ball at the gate. As the handoff is to Thomas. Breaks through a couple of tackles on 2nd and 5. He gets 4.
Make key stops without takeaways, and what can the offense do without the takeaways?
There's Jet Collins with a first down carry on 3rd and 1, and that takes it inside 4 minutes.
Been able to do that.
Breeze with 288 yards passing. That string of 300-yard games could end here today. He's got 9, 12 yards short, and a timeout taken by Chicago. Breeze may not have to. Green Bay at 2-2. Vikings are 1-3. They're off today. Here's Breeze. He's going to float it, and incomplete for Benjamin Watson. Now 3rd down. And Detroit has lost, if they lose today, 15 of the last 16 against
a tight ball game at Indianapolis, but New Orleans travels to Seattle week 13.
Here's Thomas on 3rd down. He got to the 30. That's it. It's 4th down. And the Bears will take a timeout. Their final one. They're going to come in to Chicago and maybe lead Chicago, allowing 10 points here today. And Jeffrey makes the juggling catch. But I mean, you're talking about a defense that's just not giving up any points. You combine that with what Drew Brees can do, they're tough to beat.
Well, the big thing for the Saints is they're not giving up big plays. Last year they were the 2nd worst in giving up big plays in the passing game. This year they're one of the best.
Pass is caught again by Jeffrey. First down at the 40. Saints defensively have allowed 17 points or less in all 4 games, now all 5, including today, to this point. And under 14 points per game.
Hey!
Big turnaround. Cutler gonna air it out for Jeffrey, and he's there inside the 5, covered by Vaccaro. And a big completion for Jay Cutler with 2:15 left of 58 yards.
As soon as you say, hey, the Saints have been good not giving up big pass plays, they hit a big one to Alshon Jeffrey. That's not very good by Kenny Vaccaro as the safety, allowing a guy to get in behind you in a real interesting.
Cutler pass is caught for the touchdown, Marshall. Now they need 2.
It's one-on-one outside. Jabari Greer in the back shoulder throw. Big body, you know, once you see the position, he's got position on Greer, and then it's just a matter of putting the ball where Marshall can work back to it.
Bears are 2 for 2 on 2-point conversions this season. Gone to Jeffrey once, Marshall the other.
I wouldn't be surprised to see something similar to that last play here on this 2-point conversion.
Instead, they hand it off, and Forte makes it an 8-point game.
Well, good blocking up front. They're going to pull Kyle Long. And then you see the job that Garza does in the middle. And Forte, he's able to get in there for the 2-point conversion, essentially untouched.
So now the Bears need to recover an onside kick.
5-5-5. Ready. You ready, my side?
Saints have to hang on to the ball, and it's Beard Thomas. That'll take us to 2 minutes. Be virtually no time left if they do. Handoff is to Collins. He's down inside the 45. Bears cannot stop the clock. No timeouts left on either side now. Handoff is to Thomas. Almost broke through. Major right made the first down saving tap. Had Johnny Morris at 2:01. I beg your pardon. So he's knocking on the door of that record. Cutler's been looking his way pretty much all afternoon. And there he is. Over 200 yards for the day. Alshon Jeffrey, but it's in the middle of the field. And the Bears have to scramble to try and get one more snap. The game's over. This game is over. The Saints will move to 5-0. The Chicago Bears have lost back-to-back games after that 3-0 start. They're 3-2. And Alshon Jeffrey with a Bear record 218 receiving yards, but